Question 7 is a main purpose question. Now, when I solve a main purpose question, I'm going to do that by paying attention to the main idea sentences in the passage. If I have a main purpose question, though, there are usually multiple main idea sentences in the passage. So the point of the question is to figure out kind of what all of those main idea sentences are. Now, if you haven't seen one of the other videos, there are really 3 different types of main idea sentences you'll find on the SAT. One is going to be the opinion or claim sentence. One is going to be my conclusion. And the last is going to be my but sentences. So those are the 3 types of main idea sentences we'll see in a passage. Now, I'm going to read the passage together and kind of show you where those main ideas are. The first sentence goes on to say that Spanish language newspapers flourished in cities across Texas. So that's going to kind of count as one of my claims. And then the next sentence goes on to say San Antonio alone produced 11 newspapers in Spanish. That's going to be a very specific example. That's not a main idea. That's more a detail. And then the next sentence is but. So I know this is my main idea sentence. But El Paso surpassed all other cities in the state. So lots of different cities had flourishing Spanish language newspapers, but El Paso surpassed all other cities. And then it says this city produced 22 newspapers. So again, I know we're looking at an example here. And then it says El Paso is located on the border. So that's another detail. These are all detail sentences. And then I have thus. Thus is a conclusion. So it says, thus it is unsurprising that this city became such a rich site for Spanish language journalism. So those are the 3 main idea sentences in my passage. That's going to be the purpose of this passage, to talk about, okay, Spanish language newspapers flourished. So newspapers flourished. Specifically, El Paso did very well. So it's not surprising that it was a really rich site for, again, Spanish language newspapers or journalism. So that's really what I'm going to focus on. Now I'm going to go look at the 4 answer choices. Answer choice A says, comparing Spanish language newspapers published in Texas today. Texas today, I didn't see anything in this passage talking about Spanish language newspapers today. Immediately out. Answer choice B is to talk about Spanish language newspapers thriving in Texas. Yeah, we saw that. Especially in El Paso. Yes, we saw that. Everything in B checks out. Answer choice C, to argue that Spanish language newspapers published in El Paso influenced the ones published in San Antonio. This means that the ones in El Paso changed or, had some sort of effect on the ones in San Antonio. We did not see anything about one influencing the other. We just saw some details about this one had this many newspapers, this city had this many newspapers, but not how they were affecting each other. We didn't see that. Answer choice D says, explain why Spanish language newspapers published in Texas were so popular in Mexico. Popular in Mexico, this we definitely did not see anywhere in the passage. So notice how with the word Mexico is used in that detail sentence to talk about the location of El Paso. Because I skimmed those detail passages really quickly, I'm not going to get caught up with the fact that, word Mexico and Mexico we saw in both the passage and the answer choice. And same with answer choice C. I'm not going to get caught up in that we have both San Antonio and El Paso in the passage and the answer choice. I'm focusing on what the actual point of the passage was, which is there are lots of Spanish language newspapers in Texas. El Paso is kind of especially number 1. And that answer choice is answer choice B. So make sure this is how you approach main purpose questions, which is focus on the multiple main idea sentences that you see. The correct answer here is answer choice B.